afternoon. You are tuned into the Community Link Show here on GFM 96.6, Tuesday, June the 14th. What have we got going on today? We have Andy Harley in. He will be talking to us about the Gloucestershire Pride event taking place on Saturday. That's Gloucestershire Pride 2011. Andy, welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Well, do you want to tell us, for the listeners out there that don't know what Gloucestershire Pride is, tell them what it is.
Basically, it's a celebration of diversity in Gloucestershire, and it was the gay community, the LGBT community that originated this in Gloucestershire. And Pride started in America, with the gay community in the 1970s, and has gone from there. But we try in Gloucestershire to say we are not gay pride, we're everyone's pride. So everyone can be proud of the diversity of the county. And because we have a little march through the city centre, it should not be assumed that you can only come on the march if you're gay. No one really knows the figures, but 50% of the people that will be there are not gay, are straight people who are supporting diversity. So that's the basic idea of it, and to have a little bit of fun in the park afterwards.
Yes, because actually I've seen here, where is it? Let me just read, I'm sure it's on the other side. Yeah, a village fete atmosphere with stalls, competitions, a fun fair, inflatables, entertainment on the stage, and of course refreshments. So it is going to be a pretty big event. Yes,
we try to think of everyone. We got some little events for youngsters. We've got things like cheese rolling. That is not down a hill. No hills in the park. It is sort of a little bit like Skittles with cheese. We've got who can throw a handbag the furthest? That should be fun. Things like that. There's information stalls from all sorts of organisations. They will be there, and of course you'll be able to buy what I call junk jewellery. We all buy it at these things and then wonder why we spent a couple of quid on something.
That's a good point.
We all. And of course refreshments. The fun fair is going to be there, and some acts on the stage. We've got Claudia Patrice coming down from London, a singer.
Okay.
We've got the Gloucestershire Drag Kings.
Oh.
Which are ladies dressed up as men.
Okay, then.
That should be fun.
Yeah, that should be interesting. So like you said, it's to celebrate diversity. It's not strictly for, you said LGBT, so that's lesbian, gay, bisexual and... Transgender. So it's not literally just for people, of that orientation. It's for everybody. It's
for everyone. We don't ask questions on anyone's orientation.
Yeah, fair enough. So, Andy, how did you get involved with this then? How did you get involved in Gloucestershire Pride or Pride generally? Because you said to me off air you went over to Russia a couple of weeks ago. Yes,
I run a website here in Gloucester. It's an international news website, LGBT news website. And it's communities and not. It's not a commercial site. And I've been running that for 8 years, and of course, Pride coming to the back door, I was soon told I had to volunteer. I'm still there.
And you're still there all this time later. So it is really important though, because obviously, the Community Link crew here, you're all young people, you're all between the ages, this is when I put my foot in it now, between 17 to 18. Robin's 18. Yeah, are you, Robin?
That's next week.
Nearly. Oh gosh, sorry. I'm thinking forward to his birthday. So it's a really key issue, because obviously there's a lot of young people out there in the community, out there in the wider community, that this will be an important time for them in establishing who they are and figuring out who they are. So it is a really important message to pull out there.
Yeah, it is, because the homophobic bullying in schools in this country is still one area of great concern. Successive governments have tried to come up with the answer, but it's a very, very difficult subject, because we're talking about basically the hearts and minds of everyone have to be won. That's where the battle is hearts and minds of individuals.
That's a very good point. And because I think I read in the news recently, Ian McKellen, is it Ian McKellen? Famous, he was in the X-Men, and was he also in, I want to say...
Gandalf?
That was it, Gandalf. That's what I'm thinking of, Lord of the Rings. And he's been going into schools and talking to young people and trying to, you know, make them understand more about, you know, the situation that people face. And as BME, you know, a radio station looking towards BME communities, we should relate to this because we also know what it's like to be segregated, to be isolated on the basis of something that you can't change.
Yes. Actually, Ian McKellen was on his tour about a year ago, 18 months ago. He actually came to a school in Gloucester.
Okay.
In Quedgley.
Oh.
And that is very, very successful. And the teachers, the staff out at the school in Quedgley say what he did there was superb with the youngsters, and it's one school where they don't really have any problem in this area.
Yes, yeah. We've had another message come in from Chris. He said that's the way to look at the event. It's a celebration of diversity and to promote integration. Even more important, to tackle bullying and discrimination against the LGBT community. It's also worth drawing attention to the fact that the Pride March and event have funded this themselves. It's a totally self-funded event. Is that true, Andy?
Yes. In the past, we've had you know, a few £100 from the county council, the city council, but there's a funding crisis going on. You might have heard about it. We didn't ask them this year. They haven't got the money because they would find it very difficult to say no because they've got their diversity policies. So we just didn't ask them for any. We went and organised a winter masked ball which raised £1,200, and that was our fundraising.
Wow.
And for a Pride in this country, we run on a budget of less than £2,000, and that is probably the best value for money of any prides in the UK.
Because it is important to make people aware that the Pride marches take place all over the country in all of the major cities and also some of the smaller ones, I would assume. So it is literally a national event, effectively. Yes. And I think the big one is down in London. London have a...
Yeah, there's a little bit of an argument going on as to whether the Notting Hill Carnival or Pride London is the biggest of the two.
Oh, okay. This is interesting.
I wouldn't like to say.
Me neither.
But there's a couple of million attend both.
Yes.
And that's not only taking part, but in the streets. I think Notting Hill probably looks as though there's more because the streets are narrower.
Could be actually, yes, yeah. People cramming in. Georgia, sorry, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I think it's really good that like an event like this is happening so that like everyone can be involved and stuff. I was just wondering, like, is there like an age limit for people to come? Because obviously, like saying about homophobic bullying for like in schools and stuff, so could like families come along and things like that?
Oh yes, families. Last year, I would have thought the youngest person attending was probably 1 year old.
Aww.
In a pram.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And we get toddlers walking around. Yes, everyone comes, and we get the other end of the age range. You know, the older people, and they're very, very difficult to reach. Exceptionally difficult because, especially when they're living in the villages where homophobia is still quite. The order of the day up there. And, we literally will get all sorts of people there. And we're very encouraged this year. There's some school kids, sixth form. I don't think it's called sixth form anymore. But
I still call it that.
Yeah, well. Their sixth form is a school in Sussex. They started up this GRIN campaign, which is about respect within schools worldwide, and they started off this little organisation that has gone from strength to strength, and we are having they've chosen Gloucestershire Pride as their first Pride that they're attending.
Well, Andy, I'm very aware that we've only got 5 minutes left, and there is a subject that I feel I should touch on, otherwise I wouldn't be doing my job. You're talking about communities, sections of the community that are hard to reach. Now, BME communities, the black and minority ethnic communities, homosexuality can often be a very taboo subject within these cultures, simply because of religion, because of, if you look in countries such as Jamaica, and I know India, up until recently, it was even
not too bad.
It was outlawed in law for a while. So there's, not only is religion set against it, so to speak, also law is set against it. So do you find that there's a lot of BME people that, either contact you within Gloucestershire, or that there is a big BME community of, of LGBT people around?
I've got no hard facts on this at all, but there's got to be. I mean, it is said, who knows, that 10%, between 5 and 10% of the population could identify themselves as a gay man or a gay woman. That's of the population. So, if you play the numbers game, you can say, well, 6% of the Afro-Caribbean population in Gloucester, or the Asian population of Gloucester, are likely to be a gay man or a gay woman. But that's playing the numbers game. But, we know that there are people out there, and we know that the police will sometimes get reports of this, and that is treated very, very sensitively. So sensitively that the police will not even talk to them within the county.
Gosh, okay then. So yeah, that's but it's important to pull out there that there are organisations that people who, young people, even older people, because a lot of people decide who they are later in life. So there's organisations out there for people to talk to, and there's always someone to listen to. And society and communities are changing, and people are becoming much more, open and receptive to the idea, and much more understanding, if nothing else.
Yeah, you've got an organisation called Gay Gloss, which is one of the oldest of its kind in the country. They've been going since the year dot. And in actual fact, their patron is Ian McKellen, and on the occasions that I meet him, not all that often, he's always asking me how's Gay Gloss. So he's there, not just a name on the letterhead, as it were, and they are probably the first point of contact for anyone, or if it's down and out hate crime, then of course the police. You've got specialist officers at the police who are trained to handle the situation. But Gay Gloss will have a stall in the park on Saturday.
Brilliant. And there you go. Don't forget, Gloucestershire Pride taking place this Saturday. That's Saturday the 18th of June. Just correct me on any of these details if I'm wrong here, Andy. The parade starts at Shire Hall at 1 o'clock. We'll take in Westgate Street, Eastgate Street and Brunswick Road on its way to the park, where there will be a village fete atmosphere, as I said earlier on.
Yes, that's it.
There we go. And we all wish you the best of luck with the big day on Saturday. Hopefully I will get my head in or arm in somewhere and attend something. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye from everyone.
Bye.
See you all soon.
Gloucester FM Radio. With the people, for the people. Serving the community. GFM.